Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed listeners, today I want to sit down with you heart to heart and talk about something that's touched every single one of us, something that's crept into my life more times than I care to count: anger. It's one of the most destructive emotions we face. It's a thief in the night, slipping in to rob us of our peace, clouding our judgment until we can't see straight, weakening our spirit until we're left drained, hollowed out, wondering where our strength went. How often have we let someone's words, a sharp jab, a careless remark, how often have we let their actions, a slight, a snub, a betrayal, how often have we let their behavior, a smirk, a shrug, steal our happiness right out of our hand? I've been there, friends, snapping at a coworker over a deadline, stewing over a text that hit me wrong, losing sleep over something I couldn't undo, couldn't fix, I felt that heat rise, that tightness grip my chest, and I've watched it unravel my day, my mood, my clarity, piece by piece. But today, I'm not here to just tell you my story. I'm here to teach you a principle so powerful, so transformative, that if you take it and run with it, you'll never again be controlled by anger or bothered by anyone. I've walked this road myself, tripped over it, stumbled through it, learned it the hard way, through late nights pacing my living room, through arguments I wish I'd walked away from, through moments I let someone else's mess become mine. Mastering emotional control isn't just a nice idea to toss around. It's the foundation of a peaceful, successful life, a life where you're the one holding the wheel, not the chaos around you. I've seen it work, felt it steady me when the world shook. And I'm bringing you the tools, the steps, the real deal strategies to take back your calm, to lock in your peace, starting right here, right now. Stick with me, friends. We're about to unlock something life-changing, something that's going to shift the way you move through this noisy, messy, beautiful world. Let's get real for a minute. Anger feels like it owns us sometimes, doesn't it? Picture this. You're driving home after a long day, tired but good, and someone cuts you off in traffic. Tires screech, horn blares, and there it is, that heat rising in your chest, that urge to yell out the window, to give them a piece of your mind. Or maybe it's at work. Your boss barks an order, short and sharp, no please, no thanks, and suddenly you're clenching your jaw, imagining all the things you'd say if you could. Or it's closer to home. A friend ghosts you, doesn't reply to your text for the third time, and you're left wondering, what did I do? That slow burn starts, that mix of hurt and rage bubbling up. It's everywhere, friends. Anger's like a shadow, trailing us, waiting for the right moment to pounce. Most folks think emotions like anger just happen to them, that there's some wild, unstoppable force we're stuck riding out. I used to believe that too. Thought I was a victim every time someone threw a rude comment my way. Every time life handed me an unfair shake, I tell myself, they made me mad, I can't help it. But here's the truth I've learned, and it's flipped everything I thought I knew. Emotions, including anger, are choices, automatic responses, sure, but ones we've got the power to reprogram, to reshape, to redirect. The key to never getting angry or bothered by anyone isn't about dodging people or pretending nothing gets to you. It's about realizing your emotional state is entirely in your hands, not theirs, not the world's, not the guy in the pickup who just flipped you off. Take last week. I was at the grocery store, cart loaded up with stuff for dinner, rushing to get home after a long shift. This guy, big hurry, shoves past me in the aisle, muttering something snarky. People in the way, huh? Loud enough for me to hear. My first instinct hit like lightning. I wanted to fire back. Watch it, buddy. Where's your manners? My pulse jumped, my hands tightened on the cart, ready to let him have it. But then I stopped, froze right there by the canned goods, and thought, why? Was it because his words had some magic power over me? Some real weight that could ruin my night? Or was it because I'd handed him that power, opened the door, and said, come on in, mess up my day? The reality is, friends, words and actions from others only have the effect we allow them to have. They're just noise until we turn up the volume. I've seen it play out. Folks letting a stranger's attitude tank their whole afternoon. Letting a coworker's jab fester into a grudge that lasts weeks. Letting a family spat, or you never listen or you always do this, turn into a cold war that stretches out for days, even months. We give away our peace like it's pocket change. Toss it out the window because we haven't figured out we're the ones in charge, not them. I've been guilty of it. Those nights I'd sit on my couch replaying some slight from the day, letting it chew me up inside, all because I thought the world controlled how I felt. It's a trap we fall into, thinking someone else's mess, someone else's words, someone else's chaos gets to call the shots on our happiness. But today we're breaking free, friends. We're taking the reins back, and it starts with seeing the truth. You've got the power, not them. Why does this matter? Why should you care about wrestling anger down, about locking in this emotional control? Because once you grasp this, once you see that you can steer your emotions, not just ride them out, you'll start to experience an unshakable sense of inner calm and power that nothing can touch. No matter how loud the world gets, no matter how hard it tries to shake you. Without it, you're a puppet on strings. Someone else's rudeness pulls one, their criticism yanks another, and your mood dances to whatever tune they play. I've lived that life. Those days I come home fuming because a client chewed me out over a deadline I didn't set, pacing my kitchen floor, muttering to myself, replaying their words like a bad movie I couldn't turn off. My peace, gone in a flash. My focus, shot to pieces. My evening, ruined. All because I let their mess, their frustration, their problems sneak in and set up camp in my head. Well, when you master emotional control, that changes. Anger doesn't run the show anymore. You imagine this, walking through your day where a snarky comment just bounces off you like rain on a windshield, where a petty argument doesn't even ripple the surface of your calm, where a stranger's road rage doesn't pull you into their storm. That's freedom, friends. Real, honest-to-God freedom from the chaos anger drags in its wake. Freedom to stay steady no matter what's thrown your way, no matter who's swinging. I felt it. Those moments I chose calm over chaos, chose peace over a fight, and it's like the air gets lighter, the weight lifts off your shoulders, the fog clears from your mind. It's not just about feeling good, it's about living stronger, smarter, better. When you stop letting anger take the wheel, you start steering your life where you want it to go, not where the loudmouth at the gas station or the grumpy cashier or the stressed out friend wants to drag you. I've seen it in action, days when I'd walk into a meeting, someone's already on edge, tossing bobs, and I'd just sit there steady, not biting, not breaking. People notice that, they see the calm, they feel the strength, and it shifts everything. It's power, not the loud, flashy kind, but the quiet, deep kind that keeps you grounded when the world's spinning out. That's what we're chasing today, friends. That unshakable core, that peace that holds firm and it's yours to claim right here, right now. All right, let's get practical. Here's the first step to take back your peace, to kick anger to the curb. Practice self-awareness and hit pause before you react. There's always a moment, a tiny fleeting second before anger grabs you by the throat. And that's your window, your chance to catch yourself, to flip the script. I learned this the hard way just last month. I was on a Zoom call pitching an idea I'd poured weeks into, late night, sketching it out, tweaking it, dreaming it up. Halfway through, this guy I knew on the team, all bravado, cuts me off. That's never gonna work. Waste of time. My blood boiled, every nerve lit up, my mouth opened to snap. Let me finish. You don't even get it. I could feel it, that rush, that fire wanting to spill out. But I stopped right there, mid-breath, screen glowing, mute button glowing red. I hit pause, not just on the call, but on myself. I took a deep breath, asked, is this worth my energy? Will this guy's jab matter tomorrow, next week, next month? 9 times out of 10, friends, the answer's a big fat no. That pause is everything. It's your pepper switch, your reset button. I've done it standing in that grocery line last week, cart full, that rude guy shoving by, muttering his piece. Old me would have barked back, made a scene right there by the soup cans. New me, I felt the heat rise, oh, it was there. But I paused, asked, am I gonna let this dude, this random nobody, dictate my mood, ruin my night? No way! It's simple. When you feel anger bubbling up, when someone cuts you off in traffic, when a coworker snipes at your work, when your kid spills juice on the rug for the 3rd time today. Don't jump in. Don't let it roll. Step back, breathe, ask, is this worth my peace? Does this deserve my fire? By interrupting that automatic emotional pattern, the one that's had you snapping or stewing for years, you break the habit of instant reaction and take control of your mind. It's not easy at first. I flubbed it plenty, let the words slip out, felt the regret after. But every time you pause, every time you catch it, you get stronger, calmer, more in charge. I've seen it, days I'd walk away from a fight I didn't need. Nights I'd sleep sound instead of stewing. That's where peace starts, friends. Right in that little gap you carve out, that moment you choose you over them. Next step, learn to separate yourself from the emotion. Put some daylight between you and that anger. Don't say I am angry, say I feel anger. It's a small shift in how you talk to yourself, but it's huge in what it does. When you say I am angry, you're tying it to who you are, weaving it into your identity like it's a thread that won't come loose. You become the anger. It's you, it's personal, it's permanent. But when you say I feel anger, it's just a visitor knocking at your door. You're the observer, not the prisoner, and you get to decide if it stays or goes. I tried this last week. My neighbor's dog was at it again, barking through the night, a relentless yapping that yanked me out of sleep every hour. By 3 a.m., I was ready to storm over there, pound on their door, and exactly how I felt. But I caught myself laying there, eyes on the ceiling. I said, I feel anger right now, not I am it. I pictured it like a cloud drifting by my window, not a storm I had to live in, not a weight I had to carry. And you know what? It shifted. Didn't fix the dog, but it fixed me. I let it pass, went back to sleep, woke up fine. It works, friends. Next time your kid spills juice on the couch, staining that cushion you just cleaned, or a friend forgets to call you back after you've been waiting all day, don't let it own you. Say, I feel this, not I am this. Watch it from a distance. Imagine it's a scene on a screen, not a fight in your soul, and let it float off. You're not your emotions. You're bigger than them, tougher than them, and that's power you can lean on every single day. Third, use your breath to shut anger down cold, to douse that fire before it spreads. When we're mad, our breathing gets shallow, fast, chest tight, air short like throwing gasoline on a flame, making it burn hotter wilder. But slow, deep breaths, they're like water in that fire. They tell your body, we're cool. We're cool, we're in control, we've got this. I swear by the 4-7-8 method. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it in for 7. Exhale slow through your mouth for 8. It's simple, it's free, and it works like a charm. I used it just yesterday, stuck in traffic on I-95, late for a meeting, cars crawling, and this guy behind me's honking like I'm the one holding up the world. My hands gripped the wheel, my jaw locked, felt that spike, that urge to lean out and yell. But I stopped, did 4-7-8 right there in the driver's seat, windows up, radio off. Inhale, 4 seconds, counting it out. Hold 7, feeling my chest settle. Exhale, 8, letting it go slow. Boom, calm washed in like a wave. Anger faded out like a bad dream. By the time I hit the office, I was steady, smiling even. It's science, friends. Your nervous system listens to your breath. Shallow and rapid, it thinks you're in danger, ramps up the fight. Deep and slow, it knows you're safe, dials it down. Next time your boss snaps at you over some email you didn't send, or the cashier's rolling her eyes because you asked for a bag, don't let it build. Breathe deep. 4, 7, 8, and watch the tension melt, watch your mind clear. It's a tool you got with you always, no app, no cost, just you and your lungs. I've taught it to friends. My buddy Mike swears it saved his marriage, kept him from blowing up over dishes in the sink. Use it. It's your secret weapon for peace. Full. Shift how you see it. Flip the lens you're looking through. Most of us take stuff personally. Someone's rude cuts in line, and we think they're out to get me. They're picking on me. But 9 times out of 10, honest, it's not about you at all. It's their mess spilling over, their storm blowing your way. I learned this with my sister. She blew up at me last Thanksgiving planning the family dinner. You never care, you're always too busy. Her voice was sharp, her words cut deep. I wanted to bite back. I'm here, aren't I? What's your problem? But I stopped, thought it through. She's stressed, juggling 2 kids, a job, a house falling apart. It wasn't about me, it was her load, her pressure cooker popping off. Reframe it, friends, your coworkers snippy, tossing shade at your report. Maybe they're rents late or they're fighting with their spouse. That jerk on the road, tailgating, honking, could be racing to a sick kid, a job interview, a crisis you can't see. I've seen it. Last week at the gym, this guy snaps at me for taking too long on the treadmill. Old me would have snapped back. Wait your turn. But I looked at him, sweat dripping, eyes wild, and thought, he's pushing himself, probably mad at the world. When you see their struggle, not your slight, you don't get mad, you get calm, maybe even compassionate. Their negativities, their burden, it's not yours to carry, not yours to fight. I've walked away from fights I didn't need because of this. Left the gym steady, not steaming. Try it, it's a game changer. Finally, detach, step back, don't let it stick to you. Picture yourself watching the drama like it's a movie on a screen. You're in the audience, popcorn in hand, not the actor sweating it out in the scene. I had to do this last Friday team meeting at work. One guy tearing into everyone, me included. This project's a mess. You're all slacking. His voice boomed. His face red. Old me would have jumped in, argued I've been killing it. Back off. Knew me? I sat back, arms crossed. Oh, this isn't my fault. This is his meltdown. Didn't let it shake me. Just watched it play out. Watched him burn himself out while I stayed cool. Set boundaries too. Someone's dragging you into their chaos, their gossip, their bad days. Say to yourself, not worth my peace, and walk away physically or mentally. Last weekend, my cousin called, ranting about some family drama. He said this, she did that, trying to pull me in. I listened for a minute, then said, I've got stuff to do, and hung up. Didn't dive in, didn't let it stick. You don't have to RSVP to every mess, friends. You don't have to take every punch. I've learned it. Those moments I disengage, step out of the ring, my day stayed mine, my calm stayed intact. Detach, it's not cold, it's smart, it's keeping your peace where it belongs with you. Here's the difference. Lean in and feel it with me. Anger runs you ragged, keeps you up all night replaying fights you didn't win, sours your coffee, your morning, your whole day. Control sets you free, keeps you steady, unshaken, untouchable. Without it, you're a punching bag. Every jab lands square, every word cuts deep, every slight leaves a bruise. Someone yells and you're yelling back. Someone ignores you and you're stewing for hours. Someone's rude and your peace is out the window, scattered in the wind. I've lived that. Those nights I'd lie awake, chewing on some slight from the day, or you're late again, or this isn't good enough. Letting it gnaw at me, letting it steal my sleep, my joy, my clarity. But with control, you're a rock. Critics yell, traffic honks, life throws curveballs, and you stand firm, rooted, calm. I've lived this too. Those days I'd walk into a storm, someone's attitude raging, and I'd just breathe, let it roll off like water on glass, like dust on a shelf I didn't need to sweep. Picture this, peace so deep a rude email doesn't faze you, doesn't even ping your radar. A family fight doesn't rattle you, doesn't pull you under. A stranger's road rage doesn't drag you into the light. You're calm in the storm, not because it's quiet out there, not because the world's playing nice, but because it's quiet in here, right in your core. That's the vision, friends. Anger fades like smoke, triggers lose their punch, and you walk through life lighter, stronger, free as a bird on the wing. I felt it, shutting down a fight before it started, smiling through a jab that used to sting, sleeping sound when I used to stew. It's not just surviving, it's thriving, standing tall when the wind blows, shining bright when the dark rolls in. That's what we're building here. A life where you're the boss, not the anger, not the noise, not the mask. So here's the deal. Master your emotions, friends, and start today. Right where you're sitting, right where you're hurting, right where you're hoping. Practice awareness. Pause when you feel that heat rise. Catch it before it catches you. Breathe it. 478 your way to calm. Let it wash over you like a tide. Shift your land, see their mass, not your fight. Let it slide past. Detach, watch the drama. Don't start. Keep your peace close. It's a skill, not a gift. Won't happen overnight. Won't fall in your lap. I flubbed it. Yelled when I should have walked. Stewed when I could have slept. But every step builds it. Every try strengthens it. Every win locks it in. I've gone from hothead to cool-headed, from rattled to rooted, and you can too. The world doesn't dictate your feelings. You do. And that's power no one can take. Take it with you. Next time anger knocks, next time the guy in traffic honks, next time the coworker snipes, next time the family digs and hit pause, breathe, reframe, let it go. Share this with someone who needs it, your buddy who's always mad at the world, your sister who snaps over nothing, your neighbor who's one spark from a blowout. Let's spread this peace. Let's light this fire of calm. Hit that like button. Tell me you're in. Tell me you're choosing control over chaos. Subscribe. We're building something here, a life where anger doesn't win, where peace doesn't bend, where you stand unshakable. You've got this. Go live it, go own it, go free.